Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. We've got the CDC making a big announcement. They have raised the warning level to people to not cruise from a level 3 to a level 4. And then the CLIA, the Cruise Line International Association, has given their response. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. So first of all, I would like to welcome all of our Let's Go family members here. Thank you so very much for always coming. And also a big welcome to all of you who are new. We are really glad to have you with us. And so first of all, like I said, the CDC made a really big announcement saying that they are warning people, since it's a level 4 now, they say do not go on a cruise ship. And if you really want to go on a cruise ship, you should be vaccinated and receive your booster if you can. That's what their recommendation is. The CDC said that they made this announcement because from November 30th to December 14th of 2021, there were 162 cases on cruise ships. And then from December 15th to December 29th, there were 5,013 cases on cruise ships. And the CDC pointed out that this is a 31-fold increase. I want to point out that the CDC did not mention what percent of the number of people who have cruised, because on every cruise that you have that sails, you've got all the passengers and all the crew, and they have not said what percent of passengers and crew, what percent of people sailing tested positive for COVID. And so I think that that is an oversight, and I think that perhaps they're just wanting to use statistics for what they want to use them for, but that is what they said that they are basing this recommendation on. As I mentioned, CLIA has made their response. And if you aren't familiar, CLIA is the Cruise Line International Association, which is the largest trade association of cruise lines in the whole world. And all of the major cruise lines are members. Like, think of like Royal Caribbean. You've got the Carnival Corporation that holds 9 different cruise lines, and that includes Princess that we love so much, and like Carnival, and it includes some that just sail in Europe, like Costa, and anyway, so, and Norwegian's in it. All of these cruise lines are a part of it, and so they gave, I think, a very measured response today. And so I want to just read you, it's not that long, I want to read you the different sections and kind of tell you what I'm thinking. And so first of all, it says that this decision by the CDC to raise the travel level for cruise is particularly perplexing, considering that the cases identified on cruise ships consistently make up a very slim minority of the total population on board, far fewer than on land, and the majority of those cases are asymptomatic or mild in nature, posing little to no burden on medical resources on board or on shore. And so I want to point out that, like I said, the CDC did not mention what percent of cruise passengers and crew tested positive. And I do want to mention that right now, as the cases are going up some on board, they are also going up at a significant rate all across the United States right now. We've got the Omicron variant, which has come and is making a really big difference. I also wanted to point out that the number of hospitalizations because of COVID right now is also spiking, but clearly the people who are testing positive on cruise ships are not part of that population. And so I think that that is very important to note. The populations on cruise lines are very well controlled. They are vaccinated for the most part, and that is what you get with a vaccinated population with this virus. You end up just getting a mild case for the most part, and that's what we've got going on. Of course, there are cases that are a little bit, that are outliers in that, but that is not what we are seeing predominantly here at all on cruise lines. And so I just wanted to point that out. The next thing that CLIA said is it says no setting can be immune from the virus. However, it is also the case that cruise provides one of the highest levels of demonstrated mitigation against the virus. Cruise ships offer a highly controlled environment with science-backed measures, known testing and vaccination levels far above other venues or modes of transportation and travel, and significantly lower incidence rates than on land. And so let me point out a couple of points that come to my mind when I think of this. First of all, they point out the really high level of all of the protocols and everything that cruise lines do to mitigate the virus and any other form of disease or sickness on their cruise ships. You might recall that as the cruise lines wanted to start sailing again after the shutdown, the CDC had their own conditional sail order. They had their own path forward that the cruise lines had to follow if they wanted to be able to restart sailing. And another thing that I think that is really important to think of is the fact that during the whole shutdown, while we were waiting for the chance to get to cruise again, the cruise lines were working with professionals, with health professionals, on what their protocols should be so that they could keep all of their crew and all of their passengers safe. And so in addition to developing protocols, they also went out of their way to make a lot of upgrades on the cruise ships that actually are amazing. For example, on a lot of cruise ships, they have ventilation systems that equal those of hospitals for replacing the air per, how often, and for cleaning the air and making sure that it's clean. They also have beefed up tremendously their medical centers. A lot of them have it so that they could have an ICU on board if they need, and I would point out they haven't needed that yet from COVID. But they have really gone out of their way to leave really no stone unturned in making sure that they are prepared to sail and to sail safely no matter what happens. And so we've got that. And then also, I don't know if you've been on a cruise since the cruising restart. My husband and I have been on 2 cruises. We went to Alaska in August, and then we went to the Mexican Riviera in October. And both times I was just completely amazed at how careful they were the entire time we were on the ship. They clean like nonstop, and when you get up from a table, they don't just like wipe down the table really good. They clean the table, they clean the legs of the table, they clean your chair, and not just like the arms of the chair where you would touch, but the whole chair. They clean so often, anywhere anyone would touch, just everywhere. That cruise ship is sparkling clean and disinfected just continually. And so they are doing all of that. And then also, cruise lines really stand alone as really the only mode of transportation in the whole world where you have to be tested and show a negative COVID test to be able to travel that way, as well as mostly be vaccinated. And I know that some cruise lines will allow a very small percentage of unvaccinated passengers on board, but some of them allow almost zero. And so it is a very controlled population as well. And so that goes a long way with controlling what is going on your ship and trying to keep everyone healthy and really reduce the chance of infection. And so I just wanted to point that out, that the cruise lines really stand alone in this. There is nowhere else that I am aware of. And if you know of somewhere, put it in the comments, that you have to go through so much to be able to travel. If you want to travel on a plane or a train or a bus, the most they do is ask you to wear a mask. Nobody cares if you're vaccinated. Nobody cares if you're sick or if you've got COVID or if you've been tested lately. It doesn't matter. I had to fly the first time since we kind of quit in March of 2020. I had to fly for family reasons in February of 2021, and that's when things were still spaced out on the airplane. But some people were coughing like I'm sure they were sick, because you can't cough like that and not be ill. And it was okay. Like, nobody said anything to them at all. And I don't condone being mean to people. I'm just saying that cruise ships are really careful. And when you go to get on a cruise ship, you have to fill out that health questionnaire. And if you fill that out and say you're okay and you are clearly sick, they will pull you aside and make sure that you are healthy enough to be able to go. And if you are not, then you can't go. And that is to keep everyone on the cruise ship safe. And so I just wanted to point all of that out. Now, the last thing that CLIA really made as their point, they said, well, we are disappointed and disagree with the decision to single out the cruise industry, an industry that continues to go above and beyond compared to other sectors. CLIA and our ocean-going cruise line members remain committed to working collaboratively with the CDC in the interest of public health and safety. And so I think that really speaks volumes about CLIA and the cruise lines to keep working with a government body who clearly is not your cheerleader. We have not seen any indication from the CDC that any of them would like to go on a cruise and that they like anything to do with that industry. And so I think that it's wonderful that they continue to work with them, and they don't just seem like they're working with them. They really are working with them. And I also would like to point out that as they do work with them, you know what, I don't think that there is anywhere else that has to report the number of cases the way cruise lines have to report to the CDC. You, in a few industries, like maybe in like healthcare workers, maybe at a hospital sometimes there's regular testing that is required there, but vastly across that industry it is not regulated at all or reported. And then also across any other mode of transportation, they don't have to report their numbers. I know of some private universities that require testing a couple of times a week, but they don't even have to report their numbers. So nobody else is reporting the number of cases anywhere. And so I just want to point out that it seems like, really honestly, the CDC is just taking what data they have got and kind of like making a judgment call in the dark, that they don't have data from anything else, and it doesn't seem like they really want data from anything else. But they're making this call and saying that the cruise lines have way too many cases. And so I just, you can probably tell my opinion a little bit by the commentary that I have given. And it is clear that I stand with the cruise lines, and I am not a crazy person. I am very intelligent. I'm very well educated. I think a lot, and I actually am very risk averse in things in my life. And so I am not one that would just haphazardly make a decision to go on a cruise when it doesn't seem to be well advised. And so I just want to point out that I think if the CDC really wants us to take their guidance and respect it, that they need to do a better job of keeping track of maybe everything else or paying attention to what they're doing. And so that's just, I think, a very diplomatic way of saying they need to do a better job. Now, I also want to let you know that if you're new around here, we do have a cruise that is scheduled, or we have some in the summer and the fall to Europe, but right now in the middle of January, on January 16th through the 23rd, we have got a cruise scheduled round trip out of Fort Lauderdale on the Caribbean Princess. We're going to the Western Caribbean, and right now we're supposed to stop in Nassau, Bahamas, and then in Belize and Cozumel and Costa Maya. And right now we are planning to go. My biggest concern right now is with the flights, and because if we drive to Fort Lauderdale, that's going to be 3 very long days for us, and so that doesn't seem quite feasible right now in the winter time. But I just want to let you know that for now we are planning to go, but I do want you to know that when you make a choice right now, if you're going to cruise right now, if you're going to book a cruise soon, that really needs to be a decision on what you feel comfortable with inside. It shouldn't be a political decision. It shouldn't be a decision against or for the CDC. It shouldn't, nobody in your family even should tell you what to do. You should make the decision based on how you feel inside, and then just move forward with it. And that's what we are doing. And so I just wanted to let you know that just because we decide that we are going to go, unless something else comes up that is a deal breaker for us, and I've said before, that would be if one of us gets sick, or if divine intervention. I do believe in that, and praying and listening. And so if we felt like that suddenly that was not wise for us, we wouldn't go. But other than that, I want you to not make your decision based on what we're going to do. We are just going to go because we feel like it is safe to go, and we want to go. I just love sailing the ocean blue and seeing places and meeting people, and just everything that is embodied in a cruise I think is wonderful. And so I just wanted to share my thoughts with you. I would love to hear from all of you what you think about what the CDC is saying, and kind of what you think with your travel plans. plans, and we'll just all look forward to everything together and be happy together and enjoy just kind of the exchange of ideas and of travel plans. And so if you have not subscribed yet, we would invite you to go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We have an amazing group of people here, and we think that you would make a wonderful part of our community too. And also, if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful at all, will you please give us a thumbs up, because that really helps us out, and I'd really appreciate it. So thank you. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.